Come on, you piece of shit. Okay.
Microphone check.
I hear you, but I don't see you.
I'm in here.
My Twitter is not uploading. Like, I just did an update, and it's just spinning and spinning and spinning.
Mine's doing the same, dude. I think something's going on with Twitter. That's probably why our viewers look the way they do.
Well, we only got one viewer on YouTube, and that's me.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, something's going on with X, dude. Because mine was doing that earlier. I had to close both of my accounts out.
Well, YouTube is being stupid too. We only got one viewer on that too.
YouTube always takes a minute. I don't know why, but fucking stupid.
I'm gonna restart my phone. See if that does any good.
I'm telling you, I think it's X, dude, because it was doing it to me earlier.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know. I don't know.
Are we live?
I think so. I think we are.
Can you guys can you guys clean the walk-in for me? And then when you're done with that, go ahead and clean the front of the house. Amy's sick.
Buddy. Oh, damn, you got a new microphone.
Amy's sick. She's not going to be coming in, so I need you guys actually in the front of the house for the morning. And then you need to cook at night. But yeah,
is that a new microphone?
I need you to go ahead and roll silverware first. They're out of silverware, so get in the dish pit, get the dishes done, then roll silverware, and then go to the kitchen for me, bud. Thanks.
Like without even saying yes. I appreciate it, guys. Your microphone sounds good, dude.
Yeah, this is my audio. This is my phantom audio.
Are you in like a closed room? It sounds
No,
fucking fantastic, dude.
that's the condenser mic. That's my that's the one that I record when you're recording music and shit. That's the condensed. It's a condenser mic.
Well, I feel like that was the one that we used for the first live stream or the first doxed video we ever did, right?
Yeah, I think because it had both of us, and it's powerful enough to pick up two
weird
people.
Though, like because you were using it for a while there, and it just sounded weird. But now it sounds good.
Yeah, no, I just hooked this up on the last stream. I'm gonna probably replace this back with my normal mic because
dude,
we're gonna be
really good.
Yeah, we're going to be recording other music, but I mean, look, dude, you can get these condenser mics at a pawn shop. You can find them for like 50, 60, 75 bucks sometimes, but they're phantom powered. So what it is the interface powers the mic and it gives it that warmth. That's how you get that good warmth.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. That sounds good. Sounds really good. Yeah, dude, let's I guess let's jump into it. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back to the Crypto Remora. This is our Monday live stream. We come to you live twice a week, Monday and Thursday, to keep you updated, informed, entertained, and more importantly, ahead of the markets. My name's Wes, and I am joined with, as always, Siri Crypto. What's going on, Siri? Are we even on X right now, dude? Like, do you
I don't
see
know
us
if
on
we're
X?
even I don't know if we're even on YouTube right now because the internet is apparently broken. The market is crashed and the internet is broken, everyone.
Everything's broken, dude.
Bitcoin has officially broken the internet, literally. But here's the thing. The good news is we called this shit too, bro. We said
we did call a drop.
We said 70 to 77K was in the cards. I mean,
I said that. I didn't say that.
I said that, and I still think we're going there. I think it happens. It may happen today. I thought we would get a bounce first, but apparently everyone wants you to be poor forever.
Yeah. Well, let's accept. Hold on. Let's accept responsibility because we did get it wrong, man. I mean, we said a bunch of things in between that, but our official calls, we did get them wrong, right? We thought we'd be at least back up to 88, and we weren't. You said 88, I said 92, 91 or 92, I can't remember. So we did get that wrong, but dude, I'm starting to shift a little bit, man. I mean, look, there's a lot of things that's telling me that I think 79, that CME gap, is the bottom. There's a lot of things that are telling me that is the bottom. But the way that we're trading here right now, dude, what is stopping us from going back to in between 70 and 77?
Going down,
like you're
dude.
Talking about. That's
Listen,
what you're talking about. Listen, I don't
think
so, man. Go ahead.
We are going down like a cheap Taiwanese hooker. Okay. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying this not because I'm trying to be like prove I'm right.
No,
I'm saying this obviously because I genuinely believe that this range, and I've talked about this for months. I said this range months ago. I did say this range. I said nobody wanted to hear this shit. I said nobody wanted to hear it. We're not there yet, but I will say this. Twitter is officially broken. I cannot open Twitter at all.
Yeah,
it's just
mine's done. The same.
And we have one viewer on YouTube, and that's me watching us. I don't know what the hell is going on with the internet. The sky is completely covered with chemtrails this morning. So, you guys,
mine's not opening either.
I know the market's going ape shit, but we're still here streaming. If anyone is watching, please give a comment in the freaking comment section so we can at least see that you're there.
Yeah.
You don't have to get talkative, but at least
let us know you're there.
At least give us something, man, because I got is anyone out there?
Hello. Is anybody out there? They will be, man. Look, we got some views, man, on this last video for YouTube. We get our live stream, our live viewers from X. We get our viewers from YouTube, man. So whether you're watching it now, tomorrow, an hour from now, it doesn't matter, man. We just appreciate you guys for being here. Is that you again chatting? Yeah, that's you again. Okay.
That's just me, and then I'm trying to refresh. This is what I'm
It's
getting
all right,
on
man.
YouTube,
It's all right.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm getting a spinny.
Yeah, mine's doing the same thing. It's all good, man. It's been doing that for the last hour, man. I closed it out and it's acting crazy. But I mean, they're calling for all these attacks on Elon, man. Like the guy is in danger. His companies are in danger, dude. Did you hear about this? Like,
well, we know who it is. You know who it is. It's Zelensky. He came over and threw a fit because he didn't get any more money, and then he started threatening us in the White House. So, I mean, look, everyone wants to make I'm not going to get crazy political, but I will talk about it being we're on here on the subject.
Well, it's affecting us, dude.
Well, here's the thing. You come over to my country in my White House and you start mouthing off to me, I'll smack you. I don't care who you are. I would have smacked Zelensky right out of that chair. I don't like him anyway.
You can tell they wanted to.
I don't like him anyway. And everybody always makes Putin, oh, Putin's so bad. Putin's so bad. Putin's so bad. You're giving this jackhole money, and at least Putin doesn't come over here begging us for money all the freaking time. So I don't know, man. I'm not getting into that shit, but look, I'm not going to say I like Zelensky no better either, because we need to be America first for a little bit, y'all. We need to settle things at home.
Well, people are complaining, and again, we're not going to get too deep into it, but everybody's complaining about Trump and the markets, and he made a comment about he doesn't watch the markets. That's bullshit. He watches the market. He knows what's going on, y'all. He knows what's going on. He knows how the tariffs affect everything. He knows that he knows that, I think this is the many problems that we're having right now is, one, we were already in a correction, and then two, we've got, all the tariff shit. He's being very, very aggressive with these tariffs. And two, that everybody's pissed off that he didn't add to the Bitcoin reserve. It was just already there. He's just saying he's going to use the funds that were already there, but he's not going to add any new money to it yet. And so everybody's getting pissed off. Everybody's getting frustrated. We're already in a downtrend. And then we get that news about the strategic reserve, and the markets don't react, man. And it is what it is, dude. It is what it is. But now is not the time. I've second guessed myself so many freaking times, dude. And then when I go and look on the charts and I say, all right, I need to talk myself into why this isn't the end of the bull run. Why is this not the end of the bull run? Give myself legitimate arguments, and they're there, dude. There's plenty of reasons why this isn't the end of the bull market, why we still have plenty of time, and why y'all just need to chill the fuck out, dude. Just let the man work. It takes a little while for change. Might get a little painful before it gets better, but I think the outcome is going to be well worth it. Dude. Well worth it.
I agree with that. I just, like I said, there was things I said a couple weeks ago, and I said when Trump announced he wanted to get the strategic reserve, and he said, "Oh, we're going to be buying. We want America to be number one." Well, we know what Wall Street does when they miss the boat. They turn the boat around. Donald Trump, in all his MAGA orange greatness, is no different than any other Wall Street whale. Okay, he's in the real estate. He's a real estate whale, but it's the same thing. Market's a market. If Donald Trump, the leader of the free world, says he wants to acquire more crypto for the United States to become number one, that's like basically giving you a telegram telling you, look, the markets are going to crash temporarily because he wants to buy. If the markets went to 120 right after he said he wanted to be number one, that wouldn't even make logical sense from an investment standpoint, because they need to acquire cheaper Bitcoin if they want to be number one. So temporary pain was definitely in the cards. The CME gap was down at 80. We have an untapped, untouched range, basically from $70,000 to $80,000. All cards were screaming that we needed to go down. All the cards were screaming that. And then, but everyone was so bullish, and I'm still bullish, and I still think we're in a bull market. But the temporary pain is, we had more warning signs than not that we were going to go down. And, I'm a little upset I didn't open a short, because I called a lot of this stuff, but I haven't opened any shorts, almost because I don't want to jinx this shit. But I have to say this: total global market cap is not looking good. We broke below 2.8. That was the line in my sand for us to stay at above 80,000, dude. I don't think we're holding 80K. We are gonna go down. I do think we're going down.
I do. Look, I agree with you, man. I think that the CME gap, to me, in my opinion, dude, just looking at what we did the last time that we did this exact pattern, same exact pattern, the CME gap was that reason for us to go down. And we hit that reason to go down. Now we can expect a pump after that, like the last time it happened, but we're just not getting that, dude. We're not getting that.
I don't think we're gonna.
And so now it's almost like I'm starting to second guess myself. I want to say that 78,000 is the bottom. And I'm still sticking to that. But there's reasons. I have reasons to say that, right? There's reasons on the chart why I believe that. It's not just I don't get the good feel. If I get feelings, I try to ignore them, dude. I am the type of person that I do not trade on emotions or theories. I can't do it. I just can't do it. So I just stick with what is on the chart and what the chart's telling me. And right now, there's no reason that 78 shouldn't hold, except for maybe one or two things, and I'll point that out when we get to it.
Well, I like that you're going strictly off of charts, and that's good because that's basically my side of the argument. My side of the argument is I'm looking at the charts from the market maker's eyes, and I'm here to tell you right now that yes, we should get a bounce, whatever, but I don't care about the CME gap. This is more important than the CME gap. The macro of Trump wanting to buy, the Zelensky bullshit, which gives us adequate reason for a black swan event.
That's macro stuff. That's macro stuff. I'm just I can't trade. I can't trade based off that, dude. Because if I do, I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Well, I hear you. We're at 79,800 right now. We've already broken below 80K. So we are that the 80K line's gone. CoinGecko is a little bit laggy, but it's at 79.8. X is down. The internet is acting stupid everywhere. We have one viewer on ours, and we don't even know if the stream is getting to you guys. Hopefully it is. But here's the thing. I'm trading on not just charts. Well, the charts said to me that 70 to 80K was a range that we needed to go to. We needed to cool off. We needed to go down lower. A CME gap down at 79K for me is not enough to bet on a bounce. I'm sorry. It's not. That's not a strong enough bet just because we had a little bounce on the last one. Psychologically, that's not a good enough reason for me to say we're going to bounce. I don't think that we bounce. I think that we continue to go down. And what I think happens is right now, panic is going to set in. And this is what this is short-term panic. But I believe everyone's going to start freaking screaming for the hills because we're at 79 and everyone's going to go, that's it. The bull market's over. And this is exactly what Trump wanted to happen. He wanted to break the markets temporarily, cause some pain. And now the buy orders, what I think your theory for a bounce coming in, is correct, but I think that your price level is incorrect. I think 78 is the wrong level. It could happen. It could happen there because there is some resistance at 77, 78. So I don't disagree with your level. I like your level, but I just don't think that there's enough. How do you say it? I don't think that level is has enough strength to hold. I think that we dip below it, and I think people are going to start shorting the market, dude.
Well, I think so too, and I think they're already short. There's a lot of liquidity that is above us at 84,000, and you know, there's a lot of reasons why I think that not bouncing between 70 and 78, but bouncing between 78 and 84 is kind of like what I'm looking at. But again, we'll look at that stuff in the charts. You're right. There's not a lot of support at 78. There's practically zero.
That's the whale level.
When we went down there and we wicked and we got our CME gap, but what I'm seeing on the weekly chart for that level is how hard we bounced off of it the last time we did visit it. But what scares me is we're not reacting off of it like we did the last time. We're just slowly going down that, downward sloping resistance that we'll look at on the charts. And that is kind of what's bothering me. We didn't react off of this level like we did last time. And the candle structure that I'm seeing is pretty scary. But again, we'll look at it when we get there, though.
Twitter is officially broken, dude. It's
crazy.
Twitter is broken. Like, it's done. Twitter is down. At this point, it looks like we're there. Some people are doing spaces, but my shit is just spinning. I got nothing loading. Hell, even YouTube is showing our live stream. But again, it looks like we're completely either shadow banned or there's just nobody. You know, we have 0 viewers on YouTube on YouTube.
On X and YouTube. I'm looking at X right now. I always see our live stream, and I don't see it right now. It's not there.
Zelensky shadow banned me because I was talking about smacking him.
It is not there, man.
Look, this is the thing. I mean, we're going to keep rolling just because, you know, this is what we do.
I don't get watched later. Yeah.
But I will say this. Okay. The $77,000 range is the top of my range. I said 70 to 77K was my next major range. I still feel like we could trade in that range for 2 weeks and not be overexhausted. In other words, look, I saw this during COVID. Okay. When I first got in, I saw the COVID panic set in, and I saw Ethereum trade at $75 for a good solid while. It wasn't just a day or two. If you go back and look at the charts, it looks like it was only there for a wick. But I remember it, dude. It was like 5, 6, 7 days ish. It was like a week we traded there, bro. Like,
no.
And I remember looking at it and going, man, everybody's so scared. Ethereum's only $75. And it was, at 350 for 1 ETH. Can you imagine now? Can you imagine $300 ETH and $75 fucking ETH? Okay.
Jesus.
So man. I saw that. And you guys, this was only 4 years ago. This is in 2020. This is not that long ago. So what I think you're seeing right now is the COVID crash of the new administration. Yeah. There's no shortage of enemies for Trump. There's no shortage of people that dislike him, people that don't want him alive. There's a lot of enemies he has. Zelensky basically came over and just disrespected him to his face in his own office, and then one day after that, Carolina had wildfires. We had 1,200 acres burned down. You've got internet issues. You've got shit going on. You could say, oh, well, that's a coincidence. Okay, maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's not. The bottom line is there's a lot of people not happy, number one. Number two, Trump told you he wanted to acquire and be number one in crypto, which means it needed to go lower, faster, harder. But number three, the Ides of March, which nobody is talking about. The Ides of March is a saying in the stock market because a lot of people do not like March for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is, but it's a 200-year-old adage that the stock market sees blood red in March. You can go back and study it. If you study Wall Street, that's a huge thing. It's called the Ides of March. March 1st, the whole month, it's usually shit. Then April comes around. April, May, June does well. And then, between May and June, people say sell in May and walk away. So you have the Ides of March, and then you have sell in May and walk away, which are two age-old prophecies from the stock market. Now, they could be affecting crypto. It might not be affecting crypto. But either way, to ignore macro with crypto because we don't think it's important, I think is very dangerous, because even COVID crashed crypto, and that was a world one problem. That was a stock market problem. It wasn't a crypto problem. It was a world problem. I think what we're experiencing right now is a world problem. We're going through a world growing pains, and I do think that crypto is not strong enough yet. And it's a good thing because it allows us to hold. The problem is if people panic sell right now, if you've been holding for 3 years and you panic sell on this dip, you're going to make the equivalent of, there's Holmes. Thank God we got somebody in here. What up,
we got
Holmes?
Somebody.
We got a viewer.
Is that YouTube or X?
He's on YouTube watching us.
Yeah.
So thank you, Holmes.
X, I'm not seeing Holmes. I don't know if you have an X account. I think you do. But can you see if we're live on X, man? If you do,
Yeah,
because
we're having serious
having
issues.
some issues on X. But I'm glad we can get, dude. We are on YouTube though. That's good. Okay.
So yeah, just back to what I was saying real quick, and I won't dwell on it. We'll look at some charts in a minute, but I mean, I think this is important to have this conversation, more so important than the charts temporarily. The conversation is what's going on, why is it happening? Is it going to get worse before it gets better? And are we still having a bull market? Those are the most important questions I think are on everybody's mind. Should I sell and wait for it to go lower and then buy back? You know, these are the questions everyone's probably asking themselves right now.
Yeah.
Here's my honest, quick opinion. Then we'll jump into what Wes thinks, and then we'll look at some charts. But I think that if you've been holding crypto over the last 3 years, if you've been through the bear market, if you've been waiting for this bull market, if you bought the top at 92K, what I said last week is the same thing I'm going to say right friggin' now. And what I said last week, you guys, was anywhere from 80,000 down to 70,000 is a buy zone. And I have not changed it. It says Trump is forcing Powell's hand.
Yeah. I was just about to speak about that. Yeah.
Get cut and QE. Let's read this. This is good.
Yeah. I was just about to speak about this. This is definitely happening.
X is down. There is an outage reported by Crypto Homes and official Remora. Thank you, Holmes,
Thank
for
you,
that
Crypto
report.
Homes. Back to you.
And back to Crypto Homes. No, I'll just wrap it up in a nice bow. What I said last week, and you remember I said this, Wes. I said the zone of where we're at and down is the buy zone. Do like the whales do. This is our perfect, you guys, this is our chance, man. This is when you have to realize this is our opportunity to buy on the way down. The whales and the rich do not buy on the way up, you guys. They buy shit on the way down, and they dollar cost average on the way down. That's what they do. So this is your chance to be a Remora. Swim with the whales. Don't switch the stance up and get quote unquote bearish. This is when you go, oh shit, I'm going to get my position good. You should buy a little bit right now as we go down. And I do believe we are going down more. As we go down further, you should DCA a little more. And then when we get that bounce, and in my opinion, 72,000 is going to be that bounce. When we get down to that wick of 72K, all the shit that you've been buying on the way down, I think that 70K gets exhausted within a week or two. And that's without looking at a damn chart. That's from experience in 2020, remembering the way the price action worked with ETH. I think we're seeing a repeat of COVID 2020. This is our COVID for this cycle. This is your last drop. This is the big drop. This is the big boy. And I do say we go down to 72K. I think we wick down there. I think it will be brief. At the most, you have a week if war gets declared. If no war gets declared, or no Zelensky talking smack, or if there's no other black swan, I might change my thesis. But at this point, that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is I'm seeing problems with Elon, problems with Trump. Putin is rattled. Zelensky's rattled. I think you're having world problems right now. And I think you're going to see it escalate before it gets better. And in that fear is when you should be buying. Buy on the sound of bombs, you guys. I think anywhere from now to 60K Bitcoin is your golden opportunity. I don't think we're going to 60K. I think 72 is our line in the sand, but I do think that 77 or 78, like Wes is saying, could be, you got a 50-50 chance of a bounce there. But if we break below 78, 77K, we're going to 72, I believe. And I believe that strongly. So, but I want your thoughts on that, and then we'll look at the charts.
I'll tell you this, and just about what Holmes said, I had a freaking really good article that was posted on X that I was trying to pull up. That goes over a lot of that stuff, man, about the rate cuts and stuff, man, but it's not pulling up for me. So I'll try to repost it later. But yeah, I mean, Siri, honestly, man, from what I'm seeing, if we close and we lose 78, to me, that is a sure sign that 73, I'm saying 73, and I'll show you why, but that's a clear sign to me. If we close below 78, we're going to 73. I'm going to load up longs at 73. I don't think that 70, I mean, we could go to 68. I mean, this range that I'm looking at, dude, it's from 68, 69 to 73. And, you know, it's definitely a possibility. Our reversal, I mean, I'll just say this, man. Lux Algo's reversal is until 48,000, man. And that was that level that everybody was screaming about all the way back here, because we're in the same situation. Don't get it twisted, man. If you look at this last consolidation period, it is exactly the same. And there's some things that I've been ignoring that are very similar, and that's kind of what I want to look at when we get to the charts. But we could go back down there, man. And I just hope that we don't lose 78, man. That's all I'll say. Because if we do, we're going to 73 for sure.
And just real quick, before we even pull the charts to you know, we're kind of priming you guys. We're kind of prepping you with all of this, like we've been doing over the last 2 months. There's nothing has really changed. Me and Wes have been studying the bearish side, just like we've been studying that 120. 120 is still very much just as close as 70 or 60K. Look, this is what I remind you to do. Take it as its pennies. And what I mean, take it as pennies, pretend Bitcoin's 109 is $1.09. Pretend like Bitcoin's a penny stock just for a minute for your head. Bitcoin went to $1.09. We came down to 80 cents. Okay. When you look at it like that, it's not so freaking scary anymore, right? It's a little more warming, because now you can say, oh, well, shit, we might go down to 60 cents before we go back to $1.20. If you look at it like that, it kind of goes, oh, okay, we went to 100. We came down to 80. We went up to 92. Now what's next? Oh, we could probably go down to 77, 78. Where are we at right now? We're at 78 cents. We're at 80 cents out of $1. You know, it's 100,000, obviously, but I'm saying pretend like it's single digits. And when you look at it that way, it's not so scary, and your brain goes, oh shit, it's not unrealistic for Bitcoin to go from 109,000 to 78,000. That's not as bad as it sounds. There's a lot of money involved in Bitcoin. So you have to keep that in mind too. You have to remember you're not dealing with a huge asset, right? What is our total global market cap, Wes? Less than $3 trillion. Let's keep things in perspective. This is not the stock market. This NVIDIA has more money than Ethereum and all the altcoins combined. When you think about one stock having more money in it than, you know, NVIDIA itself has more money than ETH and all of ETH's glory. So when you really put it in perspective, we think we're so big in crypto, you guys. We're not big. We're a very small pond in the world stage. So you have to keep that in mind. You have to keep, even Bitcoin, even Daddy doesn't have as much money as NVIDIA. Like, in reality, it doesn't. You see what I'm saying? Even though it's expensive per Bitcoin, there's not as much money in it really as, you know, some of these stocks out here. It's crazy. So you got to keep that in perspective. But I'm ready whenever you are to dive into the charts and get a real pulse on what we're looking at and see, do we get to bounce at 78, 77, or does the whale that controls that trap door go whoop and pull that plug and let us go ahead and plummet down there real quick? Yeah. Man, is there a shorting opportunity if that does happen, Wes? Is there a shorting opportunity and a bottom buy? Yeah,
there is, man. There is. And you'll probably remember. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it, dude. That sucks about X, man.
It does. That's a little scary because that's our platform of choice right now, dude.
And it's Elon, dude. Like that to me is,
If Elon ain't got his shit together.
No, well, not that.
Like, who does?
They've been attacking Tesla.
Oh, I know.
And all kinds of shit, man. So real quick, man, you guys will probably remember, we didn't miss it all, man, because Sierra's been talking about these lower levels for a long time. And look where we're at, guys. He's been predicting us coming down here for a very long time, not just the CME gap, but even after the CME gap. He said, like, dude, we could come down here and we could camp out for a little bit. It was a nice, you know, pump after the CME. Can you see my chart?
Yeah, I got you.
So you can see we had a nice, let me put this on auto. You can see we got a nice pump. Like, this is when we came down and hit the CME gap, right? We came down, hit the bottom of this. We've now taken our lower range and pulled it down to where our wick goes. You can see that was a nice move after the CME gap. But look what happened right after, man. This is on a weekly chart, right? This is on a weekly chart. We came right back down to it. That is a freaking bearish candle if I've ever seen one. Bullish, and then right after, completely bearish. And then now what are we doing? We're putting in a lower low. So now we're making lower lows with a big ass candle here, bearish candle here. And now, depending on where this candle closes for the week, it just started. We got 6 days left. But depending on where this closes, really depends on whether or not we keep going lower or if this reverses. I would say that if this closes red by Sunday, if we're still red and we're not back up here above 83, yeah, if we need to close above this candle close. So that candle close at 80,000. If we're not above 80,000 by Sunday, then we might have a problem here. But that's just on a macro standpoint, a zooming out kind of standpoint. But there's a few things that I'm liking on the weekly here. All right. You guys know I've been talking about the similarities in this consolidation period, And right now, they're pretty much lining up exactly the same. I think that if we were to go exactly off this, you can see where we come out of that consolidation period at the beginning. We come out of it. We retest it, come out, and then we fall back through it before finally breaking out again. But then we make a lower low, one more lower low before we come up into this move. I thought we were moving a little faster here. I thought we were more towards the end of this. But now looking at it on the weekly, man, you can see it's clear as day that we're about right here on this pattern. And what this pattern is showing is that we didn't get back to this this previous level until the next time we fell through it. And that was that wick. That was that capitulation wick. And then we finally took off again after another fake out. And I'm kind of looking at this like we're right here on this period. If we're comparing these, we're about right here. So what we can expect and what Sierra's talking about is us coming up, getting a rebound and then falling back, but going lower and then getting our capitulation. Most people are thinking, including me, that this was our capitulation wick. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But I'm expecting, especially with this bearish candle here, I'm almost expecting to come out of this week, come up and hit that period, and then just drop back down and retest that 73 as our capitulation. That would line up with exactly what happened back here. One of the things that's kind of making me say that is our drawdowns, man. You take our drawdowns from the top to bottom. Y'all got to remember, this was a over 30% drop that we had from top to bottom. That was a 32% drop, 32.5. You look at where we're at now, I think we just hit 30 from the top to the bottom. Take that from the top into where we've gone. Look at that, dude. We're only at 28%. We're at 28% from top to bottom. Where would 30% take us? Just 30%. No, that's 35. But 32%, 33%, 32, that's at 76,000. 76,000. And that's 30%. We can go down 2 more percent. Where does that put us? 74, 73, 74. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of something that I'm watching here. Another thing that I do like about this is our fib levels. I made a post about this the other day. Right here, we came up and we hit our 0.5 and then we continued up. If you look at this one, we are at the 0.5 now. We are at the 0.5 right now as we speak, creeping a little below it. But as we speak right now, we are at the 0.5. So there's a lot of things, man, that are making me throw my hands up, dude. Like some stuff looks good. Some stuff I'm just like, But as of right now, we are above our previous capitulation, that big capitulation from the CME gap. But you can see we're not off of it by far, dude. We're at 79 right now. Yeah.
Well, do me a solid. Look at that previous pattern where that big red candle hit before the capitulation wick, where it's the
right here.
Yeah. So you had that big fat red candle, and then the next candle was that wick down.
Yep.
Now go to the candle, go to that big red candle that just happened. Now look at the candle next to it and tell me if that's not exactly what it looks like it's going to do. Like this wick, it looks like See what I think? I don't think we go to the top of the range first. I think we finish this wick. We slice down into the zone. I think they want to go ahead and get it over with. I think the market makers are going to use this negative sentiment. Oh, Tesla's being attacked. X is down. Fear. I think they're hitting us with max fear. And I think that's what it's going to take to push Bitcoin down to $72,000. And I think the wick slices down into 72K.
Yeah, it could. It could. I mean, and that's
but
what
I think
mean,
it bounces back up. In other words, I think we see Max Payne. Crypto Home said, "Do you think we're going to 69K?"
No,
you might see it for 20 minutes at 69K, but like this is the buy zone. In other words, is it safe to short right now?
No.
That's 50-50 for me. I would not say it's a good bet to short right now because you could still have that retrace. But based on the fear side of things, on the fear side, yes, I would say that's why I say 50-50 because even though it looks like, we could bounce back up to that yellow line, you got to understand something. People are scared to death right now. So fear plays in. That's a strong emotion. And I think
fear's at an all-time low, dude. Since back, it's lower than the FTX crash, is what they said. Like we're at an all-time low for fear, dude.
On fear and greed now.
I don't know about right now, but yesterday,
I doubt
last
that.
night, dude. Yeah, last night, dude. We were past the FTX.
Well,
collapse, dude.
let's look at it right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't think that's the case.
Yeah. Okay.
Fear
I mean, I saw the chart. So
we're at a 16. We're at extreme fear right now.
Yeah,
so
dude.
no, we're in extreme fear, which is what I thought.
This was last night. All right, look at the chart, dude. Have you looked at the chart?
Well, I'm looking at fear and greed index right now. It says 16.
Yeah, look. I'm saying look at the chart though. This is the lowest that we've been. I'm about to pull it up now. Yeah, this is, let's see. I am at no, that's not right because that's all 1 year. All. Okay, well, this only goes back to July of 23. So the last 2 years, the lowest that we ever went on the fear and greed was 30, and we're at 17 right now, dude. I saw an article saying that this is the lowest that we've been since the FTX collapse, dude.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying that fear is high. There's high fear level. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and I was just saying that we're at like an all-time low. Like it's down there. Like it's bad.
Yeah, 17 is what the fear and greed index. I just pulled it. So this is what I'm saying though. Based on the previous pattern, we know that red candle we got rejected under the previous support. We got that rejection. We fell. The bottom fell out. We're at a whale level. Okay. We're at the whale blip that I was talking about. We're there now. We're actually below it. So the whale level has already been technically breached. In my opinion, the whale that controlled the biggest green candle to the left in between those two patterns, that whale blip is now, they've lowered the door. Now, whether they're going to fake everybody out or not, that's what we need to try to figure out. But the reality of the situation is the trap door has been opened as far as I'm concerned. Do we get the bounce here is the next question we really have to attack. And I think we have to get on the 4-hour chart and the 1-hour chart to really look at that.
So, yeah, I mean, just real quick, back to kind of what I was saying about this. I'm looking at this like at a testing standpoint. How many times have we tested this? And compared to back here, how many times have we tested it? We're on that third test right now. And if you bring that over, we're at our third test right here again. I probably fucked that up. But what I mean test is like we hit it here, came up, and then we tested it for a long period of time. So I'm looking at this like the second test, and then we come up, and now we're at our third test. And you can kind of see here, we did the same thing. First, second.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Starting point, up, down, starting point, up, down. And so we're kind of in the same situation as this, man. And I'm going to continue.
I can see that. I could see where you want to look to see that
well,
other green candle, but I think the condition is different.
It completely is.
I
But I
think we're
think
in a
it's a
different.
mistake. I think it's a mistake to look past that, dude. I
Oh
think it's a
yeah,
mistake to look past that, man.
I
Because
do. I do.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
see your side of the argument on the retrace.
Mm.
However, to take a long right here, there's two reasons I say I don't like taking a long right here. Number one, the strength of the market and the macro fear level is kind of low. But number two is because we did that last time, I think the market makers know that people see that. So I think that you have to also keep that psychologically in mind, that the market makers are like, yeah, everyone thinks this is it, and we're going to have that retrace. So I think what they're trying to do right now is I think they're trying to get people to go long so that when they do this wick, whenever they're going to do it, I don't know when they're going to do it.
Yeah.
I hate calling when.
Well, no,
But I think they're
it's
trying to get longers to go long. Like,
yeah.
I think we should look at the liquidation map again.
Oh, and I've been keeping an eye on this chart, as you know, and the liquidation. There is like zero liquidity up under us. It's all up there back at 84 and above. And I just think that with the fear and greed index being where it's at an all-time low, us sitting at a retest, which is technically a double bottom here, and on this little, I guess you could say, support. I mean, it's been holding up, since back here or whatever on the weekly. This is the weekly.
Yeah.
And just kind of looking at back here, I do think we get that relief rally with a possibility of coming back and retesting the top of this, which is 73.74, but it's along this downtrend. So I'm thinking we come up and then we get that wick lower, maybe hit 74, and then start to come out of this. Almost pretty much how it played out back here. We're at the 0.5. We're at support on the RSI. We've never been below this on the weekly, dude, except for COVID and the bear market. You can see bear market. We went through it all through the entire time. We were at the bottom of it. And then our COVID crash, not even back here, dude. We didn't even fall through it back here. It was only on the COVID crash right here and the bear market. And we're retesting that right now.
See, that's where I think we are in this actual
in the COVID.
Yeah, I compare this to, I think that if you're new to crypto and you weren't in crypto and back then in that cycle, I think that this is your COVID. In other words, you have about a week to 3 weeks of, maybe we get that relief rally. I'm not going to exit out of the cards because what Wes is saying, you guys, is he's looking at that top yellow line, and I agree. The market makers could totally trade in this yellow range that we have mapped out. I totally think that that's a possibility, right? That we have that relief rally, and I do think we get it. My side of the argument is I don't think we get it first. I think we go down first now, and I could be wrong, dude. I've been making a lot of good calls, but this could be my winning streak loss, and I would be okay with that because even if, here's my other side, even if we get that relief rally, me and Wes both say that we're still going to wick down there at some point. Like, in other words, it don't matter if it happens first or second. One way or another, I think we owe our dues to slice through that zone.
So my call on that is, if we lose 78, which it looks like we're trying to right now, if we lose 78 and close below this, then I do think that we possibly go and wick to the 73, 74. But as of right now, I'm not ready to make that call. I mean, I don't want to just say that we're going there when we're at a critical level right now, even though it looks like shit, dude. And it's almost dumb to not say that we're not going to go lower. But I think that they're trying to make people think that, like, if I didn't know shit about anything and I came in, I would say, oh shit, bro, we about to like, it's all over, dude. We are going to retest this. Then that's probably what I would say. We just crossed 78 now. Look, and another thing, man, we haven't properly retested this previous high back here either. So I'm like, I was 60-40 before. Now I'm 50-50, dude. I'm seeing a lot of things that make me want to say that the bottom is close, and then I'm seeing things that make me want to say that we still got a little bit lower to go. Because a retest of this previous high would be beautiful, which would be a retest of this zone.
Let me pull something up real quick because I want to make
Yeah, go
my
ahead.
argument because I think we're having conflicting calls, which is good.
No, I don't
Because
think
we
so.
don't want to
I
always
don't think so.
agree. Me and
Yeah,
Wes agree. We
I don't.
agree most of the time, but I think we have a slightly different
I don't.
opinion
The
about
only difference.
temporary price action because
The,
I don't think we hold. I think we crash.
yeah. Okay. So
I think we crash.
the only difference that we have is I'm just saying if we lose this level, this 78, if we close below this level, especially on a weekly time frame, if we close below this level, dude, then yeah, I think we go back and at least retest 74. And I'm trying to point out the reasons why that's healthy because we'd be retesting this and we're not falling below it, which would cancel out the bear market if we fell below that swing point. So I'm just saying,
All right.
like, yeah,
yeah, is my chart's on the screen, right?
I
CoinGecko, it
don't
should
know.
be, I think.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I think I just pulled it up. So this is what I want to say because I see what you're saying and I don't disagree with the potential of the bounce, but where my argument conflicts about this is
I
right
wasn't talking
here.
about the
This is
bounce. You're saying you
right.
don't think we're
Well,
gonna bounce. Okay, all right.
well,
Go ahead.
yeah, I don't think we hold. I don't think we hold. I think that this is the crucial level right here. I think 76,600 is the level where if we're gonna have the bounce. So in other words, I'm only arguing by about $2,000 or $3,000 more of a drop. And I think what you're seeing right now, we've been chipping away at 79,200 for the last hour. What I think is going to happen, and we could look at the hourly chart on it, but what I think is going to happen is 79 right here. This is my whale blip level, which is right here at 76,600. I think this is the trap door level to watch. I don't think where we are right now is even a significant level. In other words, yeah, there was a CME gap there, so there was some trading there. There was a little interest to buy Bitcoin, but there's no whale blips on the mega chart, on the yearly chart, on the permanent chart. There is one little stopping point right here at 80K. But like I said, the whale blip is right here at 76. So what I think happens in the next 24 hours is I think you get a sideways, a little bit more sideways action, and then you continue down to 76,000, which is that level. And I think 76,600 is basically my $77,000 level. I mean, it's a couple hundred off, but when in reality, this is why I said 77,000 is because of this whale blip, which you could say, oh, well, that's just such a small little thing on the chart. Yeah, but that's
No,
what your whales do.
yeah,
So this
but there
is
was
my
no
thoughts.
pullback right there. That was not a pullback. That was just a slow continuation up. If you look at it on the candlestick charts, that was just a slow sideways and up. It's that
Yeah, it doesn't
pattern that
have
we
to
both
be a
hate.
pullback.
Yeah, it's well,
It
I'm
doesn't
just
have
saying
to be a pullback. It can go sideways. My point is
it doesn't
the
go
move from
sideways.
here,
It goes up.
the move from here up
Mm,
had a pause, and this is the
yeah,
pause. And for
yeah.
that reason,
Okay.
that's why I say it's a whale blip, not because it has to retrace. It doesn't have to
Mm,
retrace. It's just the pause. It's the principle that the price got halted for a minute so that the rich could say, wait a minute, let me readjust my
I
money.
got you.
Let me
Okay.
readjust my right. So here's the thing. Short term, the only thing that we're saying is you think that we get a bounce back up into that yellow channel
Mm,
potentially, which I'm not taking off the table. I just don't think it
yeah.
happens. And the other difference is when it does happen, I disagree. I think we come back down either way. In other words, even if we bounce and have a relief rally, I don't think that we're done. I think we still gonna pay our dues, and I think we're gonna hit this level. So that's what I was saying. I think either way, no matter what, 76, possibly 74, 72. I think we see that in Bitcoin, like no problem within the
Yeah.
next couple of weeks. That's all I was
Got you.
saying is that
Okay.
I don't think it's off. I'm definitely not changing the stance of, even if we have the relief rally, that we are out of the woods. I disagree with that. I think we do pay our
When are
dues, and
we?
I do think we go back down.
When are we out of the woods? I
Well,
just
when
want to
we're
know
out
if
of the
yours is
woods,
the
in
same
my
as mine.
Well, I think
from
we
this?
both are. I think if you go longer term, GMB hit it head on the nose. Bull market ain't back on. Wake GMB up at 102. We get above 102 and then bull market engaged. I think that's the real mountain to climb. But temporarily, you got to get above freaking 90, 95, 92 to 95 temporarily. But for bull market engaged mode, we got to get back over 102, bro. Like we gotta freaking zoot. And it's not that going to be that hard. If we go down to $74,000 Bitcoin for a couple days, or if we wick there overnight, I don't know how long or when it happens, but let's just say we go down below 77K. It's going to take some work to get below 77K. I don't think it comes easy. I think your level is spot on, Wes. I think your 77, 78 is a level to watch. I just think that it's not strong enough. And I think that the market makers, if they really want to push through it, they're going to do it. And I think what happens is once we go down to 72 or 77, buddy, you better hold on to your ass, because when that bounce comes in, I'm telling you right now, everyone's going to say, there's no way the bull market's over. We're at 72K. Everyone's going to scream for 50K. You mark my words. All these people on YouTube are going to say the bull market's over.
Yeah,
we're going to 40K. They're going to do that shit again. They're going to come out of the woodwork. But I think that's where we bounce, Wes. I think 72 to 76, in between that little range there, 72, 77, I think that you get a little bit of sideways, and then I think you go bam, and then, dude, I don't know how high we bounce from that, but I think we get a very significant relief rally, and I'm hoping that's what we do, because I personally would love to see that happen, dude. If we reset all the indicators and dip below 77K for a little bit, even if it's just for 2 days, man. First of all, that's a buying opportunity of your lifetime for this bull run. Second of all, it resets all the bullshit. It gets all the idiots out of the market, which is great. And third of all, it's bull market. It's our springboard, dude. We need to hit a spring.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it at this point. GMB is in the house. He says he panicked bought yesterday. That is not a bad thing to do, GMB. I think that you were spot on with that. Look, I said this last week, okay? The buy zone is from 80,000 to 77,000. Anywhere from 100 to 80,000 is a good buy zone. Now you're at 79K. It's an even better. This is like your Black Friday sale, you guys. This is when you want to shift your mode and to go, oh shit. Sierra's talking about maybe we go to 74, maybe we go to 72, but who gives a shit? If the Air Jordans are $79 and maybe they go down to 72, but what if they don't? What if the Air Jordans get sold out at $79? You're going to shoot yourself in the foot if you're waiting for $72 Air Jordans and you got to have them, but you got $79 right now. Why would you sit on the sideline over $8 for a pair of shoes you really want? If you really want those shoes, right? If you really want the gains from this bull run, why would you sideline yourself from now to 72? It's stupid. I think you should buy a little now, and if we go lower, you buy a little more, but I don't think you should miss out on this zone. And I strongly disagree with anyone who's saying that the bull market is over. If any shillers on YouTube are saying this is it, pack it up, go home. Bullshit. It's not over. This is a dip. This is a big dip. It's a good buying opportunity, but this is not the end of the bull run. I think Wes and I both 1000% agree on that.
Yeah, dude, look, there are some things, man, that are concerning, and I'm not gonna hold on, man. Hold on. Because we have to talk about this, dude. We have to. There's no way we can ignore this. Hold on.
2.708 total global. We're about to lose 2.7 right now.
All right, let's look at this, man, because this is something that I caught this morning that I've noticed a few other times. The only thing, dude, and we've talked about this, guys. If you've watched the channel, we have addressed this before. The only thing I didn't catch was down here at the bottom, and that is on the weekly. Hold on. because I'm curious to hear your thoughts about this, man. Last cycle, what did we fuck up? We fucked up the price of Bitcoin, right? Everybody said 100K, 69,000, and people got wrecked because they were waiting for that 100K. And right now, what are we saying? We're saying October, November. Some people are even saying 2026. But this, I caught this earlier, Siri. All right, we've got on the weekly, our MACD, we got the two red crossovers on the MACD, right? Got one back here, one back here. This was our top, right? We got two of them right here. We've got a head and shoulders pattern playing out on the RSI. We got that here, and we got the same thing back here, head and shoulders pattern on the RSI. I don't know, man. This is something that I feel like needs to be addressed, man. And another thing is we've got 5 waves. It's not a Elliott wave, but we did get our 5 waves, starting with the parabolic move here. We got 1, 2, 3 down, crash, and then 5, right? And if you look, I'm not going to draw it out, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this concerning to you?
It would be if it weren't for how wide that cup and handle pattern is. In other words, the wideness of that cup and handle, that right there, yes. The wideness and the length of time it took to pay our fucking dues right there. Not to mention all the bullshit with the FTX and Sam Bankman and Gary Gensler and all this shit. The combination of all of the corrupt stuff that was going on in crypto with the combination of the size of that cup and handle, if that cup and handle went sideways for 5-6 months and then we had that one little mini burst to 109, right? And you say, well, that's the target breakout. That's it. That's it. Well, here's the problem I have with it. Number one, you should be broken out and you should have been trading up there at 109 sideways longer if that was the breakout that we deserve from that cup and handle. That cup and handle to me signifies a lot of strength, a lot of buying. We've not seen, just like we haven't seen the 70 to 77K range be traded enough. I also don't think we've reaped the rewards enough of that cup and handle. So, I know that's a little conflicting, but hear me out. What I'm saying is, normally on a cup and handle, if you have that breakout, that keeps you up in that zone for a little while. We're trading like a freaking meme coin right now. Bitcoin's acting like a meme coin, right? You had the cup and handle, you had the breakout. Now you're having this tremendous dip like a shit coin. And we all know Bitcoin's not a shit coin. So the reality of it is we're bouncing beautifully off that blue line. So, yeah, I do see your 2 red points. Your red points on the bottom, your sell signals on the bottom are concerning. But I think that the market makers know that. And I think what you're seeing right now is I think you're seeing all the indicators reset and cool off that we need. I do think we get a wick below this blue line. I think that wick below the dark blue line, the EMA, I think that the wick that happens next just barely grazes below that 77K level. And I think you're living that real time right now. At the time of streaming, we're at 78,600. The mobile app's showing a little bit different, but the desktop is saying 78.6. I think this is one of those golden opportunities where you're lucky enough to watch the show and watch the market. You're seeing us touch that deep blue line, that EMA. And I think what's about to happen is you're going to get a very thin, very short-lived, brief wick below it, like we had last time, where that golden circle is, where your orange circle is on that white candle on the previous pattern. So what I'm saying is, you see the candle after it, that nice wick. I think that what's going to happen is we're living in the moment.
So not here.
Potentially.
So you think we're here. This
not there,
next
right there. That's where we're at, baby. No. That's what I think we're at right now. And I think over the next, and I could be wrong, maybe we get the relief rally first, but I think if you're sitting on the sideline, you're not buying right now, it's stupid, number one. Number two, even if we get the relief rally, I wouldn't say, okay, let's go sell the house and go long. I still think we need that wick slightly below the blue EMA. And I'm waiting for it, because if we get that wick below the EMA right now, guess what that puts us at? 70,000, 70, 72, between 70 and 77K. And if we touch that, that means we touch previous resistance, which is freaking perfect. If we wick down below and we go into that blue zone that's drawn beneath us, and we just touch it for a second, if we just touch 72K, 71K, if we touch it for 4 hours, I don't care if it's on the 4 hour, then we are doing a beautiful thing. We're retesting previous resistance. We're resetting all the indicators. And then I think from there, we get the spring that causes the biggest bull run in the history of all bull runs. And I think that's what we need to do, before we embark on this journey, because we have not paid our dues there yet. We need to touch that level, and I want to see us touch that level before we continue. And I think it's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, man, let's see if we bounce here, dude. We're at 78 now. If we don't bounce here at 78 and we fall through, then expect to go to that blue, which is at 70. It's actually at 76 here. So that's 76, that level you were talking about back here. And then I have my level,
and then
from this previous area from back here. I have mine set. It's like 73.5. So we'll see, man. I mean, I'm with you. If we lose 78, then let's look to go retest the 50. If we lose 50, let's look to retest 73. If we lose that, then let's look to retest the body of this candle here, which is 72. So I like these levels, man. I like these levels a lot. I am expecting a bounce here, though, man. A double bottom. People are going to trade that. It's like that herd mentality. People are going to trade that double bottom. But let's see, man. Let's see if it's a hard enough bounce. I'm kind of with you, man. I see this 50-day moving average as something that they're watching, man. Do we hit it now? I don't know. I mean, it's likely. Look how close we are. Or do we hit it later? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah. It's one of those things, unfortunately, that, as doing TA, it's one of those things that the TA in the short term helps. Can you share my screen again so I can go over this real quick? Because I think this is important.
So I just want to get this clear.
I don't know how to bring my screen up.
I think we're right here.
Yeah.
And you think we're more right here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're a couple off. All right, let's do this, man.
That's what I was saying. We have it's just slightly difference of opinion, but we're still, and it's good, because I don't want us to agree 100% all the time. We need to see a little bit of conflict within our own channel so that we can both argue both sides and let the audience decide which way they want to go. But I do think that we're agreeing that the bull market's not over with, right? You're not saying that bull market's
definitely
over.
Not over with. And we talked about, if this is Elliott wave, which it is, I mean, nothing has canceled that out yet. A retest, flipping this into support is probably the most bullish thing that we can do. You know what I mean? Coming up and retesting it.
We agree on that. Yeah, we agree on that. Can you pull this up real quick? I want to show you what's real time on total global again, because this is pretty significant. I don't know how to do it. I can't even see. All right, so basically, I'm just gonna glance right here, guys. Look. I was saying 2.8 is the level we were at forever and a day. If you guys remember on the channel, I was saying we're good. As long as we're above 2.8, we're good. Well, we're below it. We're at 2.678, which is significantly below it. Not the end of the world below it, but it is definitely a significant amount below 2.8 trillion. The 24-hour trading volume, and I'm not even going to zoom in on it. You can see it from here. It's a little small, but you can see it. You can see we had this crash and then a bounce, but look at the bounce. We're bouncing right at a crucial level for the 24-hour trading volume as well. So I'm going to pull up the total global real quick and let you guys see what I'm looking at. This is every dollar in crypto. If you're brand new to the channel, hit like, hit subscribe, please. It helps our channel out. But I'm going to zoom in. This is the max chart. Just to look at the max chart before, let's just keep it simple. Previous resistance was at the peak was at 2.9. We're significantly below that, right? So we're getting a temporary dip below that. Let's look at another important level right here. This other level is 2.857. You might as well say 2.9. The next lowest level is right here, guys, is right here, which is at 2.677. And where did I just say we were at? 2.686, which is very close. Let me blow this back up. I just wanted to make sure I have my numbers right. So check this out, Wes. This is what I'm saying here with Total Global, okay? Let's go to the 3-month. Actually, see, that's the tricky part. Let me go to max and let me zoom in. So what I was going to say is check a look at this. I'm going to blow this up. Boom. Okay, so this is a little more telling, right? This is kind of the max chart, but zoomed in on a segment. Yeah. So let's look at this right here. This level is at 2.765, right? This peak. And then you got some more levels here, 2.76. But you can see, look at the consistency, 2.74, 2. Okay, that one's a little higher, 2.82. But look here, 2.734. So 2.7, whatever. We are, in my opinion, at even at 2.698, you might as well say we're at 2.7, which is this level here. Look, 2.7, 2.7, 2.7, 2.7. This is a beautiful retest. This right here is the 3 trillion mark. So we're already below that, guys. We already broke below it. And look at this whale move here from 2.4 to 2.7. This is a 2.4 to 3 trillion. Look how quick we moved. $500 billion, you guys.
That's
Look
all
how
it takes.
quick these moves happen.
That's all it takes.
I want to remind everybody watching that when you see that, all you see is the sideways, right? You see the sideways, boring, yep. boring. And then all of a sudden, in one freaking day, $500 billion moves. Now, could we get $500 billion wick from fear? Abso-flogging-lutely. Do I think it happens? I don't think we're there yet, but I will say this. This drop slightly below 2.7 is significant. I think we're somewhere in this area here, right? 2.693. That's kind of where we're at. We're at 2.698. So we're in this little divot here. If you look at this chart, and when you look at that chart, if we're in that divot, how scary is that? Well, the next level below it would be this level, which is 2.36 trillion, which would put us at May 10th of 2024. So let's go back and see what the price was May 10th, 2024 of Bitcoin. May 10th, 2024. Let's look at the price. Oh, you bastard. May 10th, 2024. Give me a sec, guys. It's loading. Clicked on the wrong thing. Let's go to the 1 year. Here we go. May 10th. August, June, July. Wait, May 10th, I said, right?
Yeah.
So let's compare it. May 10th, where was the price of Bitcoin? $60,000. So, I'm going to go back to the big screen for this. Just because I said this months ago, I said, I'm going to bring something, and I know you remember this, Wes. I said, I'm going to say something that nobody's going to want to fucking hear, $60,000 Bitcoin. I said that I saw that level, but I was like, I swept it under the rug.
60?
I didn't really want to push it because I didn't want to,
60?
I didn't want to be that Garrett Salloway MFer. Yeah. But that's the second time that this level's come up on my radar. But hear me out. We still holding 78. I'm not getting ahead of myself. We're holding 78. Let's see if we hold, like Wes says. I think Wes is keeping my overshooting balanced because Wes is right. Let's see if we hold 78 and get a relief rally. If we don't get a relief bounce here, if we fall below, for me, the number's 77. Once we fall below 77, I think that 72 to 77 range is ironclad, guaranteed. We are guaranteed, going to be trading in that range. The $60,000 bottom floor level, I think there's too many buy orders in from Fink, from the White House, from Elon, from your mother, from your father, from everybody. Too many people want Bitcoin that cheap, and I don't think you get it. But 72 to 78, I think is very, very much on the table. And I just think, just based on the total global market cap, seeing where we are in that little dip, we're poking our head below 2.7. We're already below it right now. At the time of streaming, we're at 2.698. We're just below it, but we are below 2.7 trillion. And that's $100 billion under a major level. The 2.8, we broke it, dude. So money is definitely coming out of the space. How long it stays out of the space, I don't know. But I will tell you this. The buy zone of, 80 to 100K, I still said was a good price. 80 to, 70K is fire sale price. And all the indicators, I think we should, when you want to look at another chart, I think we should look at the Crypto Remora bull run chart. And if you say this is the top of 109 was the top of the bull market and we're going into a bear, what's the bear market? $60,000 Bitcoin? Is that the floor? Like, is that our floor? Because who gives a shit? That's $18,000 away. If that's the floor of the bear market, we're going to trade at 60K for 3 years. Your portfolio ain't going to look that much worse. So I don't know. From a psychological standpoint, dude, I think this is the ironclad last chance for this bull run to get a freaking entry. I feel like this is your last major dip before the euphoria stage. And that's still where I'm at, dude. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I just feel like I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the hype that bull market's over and we're in. I mean, dude, if we round trip again,
yeah,
like I don't think that's going on though, bro. It's just like I said, I think this is the last dip before euphoria. Where are you at in that? Where do you stand in that?
Yeah, I think that in my mind, 100%, I think that we're not going to see a $60,000 Bitcoin. Like, if I'm wrong about that, man, I don't even need to be here. Like, I don't see that, man. And not only that, that's our bull market continuation zone. If we lose 60K, yeah, dude, it's not going to be good, man. That's at that point, 60,000 is that point where you look back and you say, fuck it, it's too late now. Why take my profit now? Like, it's, you know what I mean? It's 60K is that level where that's max depression. Like, I don't think we get there yet. Like, it's going to happen because after we get our top, we'll feel that again. I just don't think it happens anytime soon. 60K to me is out of the cards. 70K is pushing it. But I'm like 90% sure 70K holds. Like, I'm still up there.
I agree. I don't think we're going to see 60K because of too much buying pressure. It's weird that total global market cap is where we are now is the same level as back when Bitcoin was at 60,000. So I wanted to bring that to your attention only because of the coincidence of the sentiment, because it's like, oh, it's negative. Everyone's like, oh, we're negative. But it's like, we're not, dude. You guys, we're at $78,000 Bitcoin. Yeah. If it was pennies, this is the buy zone. If you're buying dollar candy and it's 78 cents, or if it's 72 cents, does it really matter by a couple of cents if you bought the dollar candy under a dollar? It doesn't matter, because if we go to $1.50, shit, dude. I mean, that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Let me show you why I say that 60,000 right here. If you look at the monthly chart, now this is going to be our solid fucking levels, right? The higher time frame, the monthly, the weekly, all of those levels that you see on the monthly and the weekly are that's your solid levels. And one thing that kind of concerns me about this level, well, let me just get into this first. So you can look back here. Where did we close at? 59. So you might as well say 60,000. That is the level that we cannot lose. If we lose this level, technically the bull market's over.
We're done.
Yeah, we're just making a lower low. So we don't want to do that. But one thing that kind of scares me is like when we came up into this zone, look, we stayed above it. We had these wicks down here. These are monthly candles. We had these wicks down here. We had one fake out. But everything closed above that yellow line. And we're not seeing that here, man. We've made a bearish engulfing candle. So this is almost like you could have seen this coming in hindsight. If you were just watching the monthly, you see this bearish ass candle and you know that this level hasn't been retested. And we had the CME gap there. In hindsight, you can kind of say like, damn, why didn't we see this shit coming? But in a way,
well, somebody
did. Somebody did. But these are the levels. And this is what I talk about when I say there's levels that we can't ignore. You know what I mean? This is one of those levels. That 73, 72, the previous, retesting that is healthy. And we can't ignore it because we could definitely go back.
No, we bounce at 72. Yeah. We bounce at 72. I agree with you. I don't think we see the 60 because that's just getting greedy. I think 72 is getting greedy. And I'm going to tell you why. The 72K level, although we need to hit it and we need to touch
it, would be healthy.
It's gonna be quick, bro. Because think about $72,000 Bitcoin. If you don't think Larry Fink and Donald Trump are gonna buy the shit out of Bitcoin at $72,000, you're crazy, dude. Like they're going to be buying the F out of it. And now, say you get a wick below 72, you're talking. It'll probably be at 3 a.m. overnight on a freaking Thursday or Wednesday night at 2:27 a.m. You'll see that wick get bought up and they have buy orders in. I think that if you're waiting for below a 72K Bitcoin, you're being a greedy son of a gun. And I think from right now until 72K, you're at 79. Anything from right now down is a steal of a buy, in my opinion, dude. And that goes for meme coins, shit coins, altcoins, whatever you're into. From here down is the best buying opportunity you're going to get before this bull run is over. And you can bookmark that shit because I'm either going to be 100,000% wrong and this is the bear market, or I'm hitting it nail on the head. And I think I'm hitting it nail on the head with that call. Yeah. I think from now to 72 is your last freaking chance to load up. And I think if you miss it because X is down or because Zelensky wants to borrow your girlfriend's money, if you miss this buying opportunity for any excuse, I think that you're going to regret it. I think you're going to regret it.
All right. So now you guys have the levels that we're watching. Just pay close attention, man. There's a lot of things going on right now. I think one simple, fundamental switch, dude, or something macroeconomic. We start aggressively cutting rates, and I agree with what Holmes was saying, man. Like, I feel like Trump knows that we almost need to get on like that ledge, dude, of a recession. It usually happens every time, man, that we start cutting rates. There's usually that recession period that it gets a little nasty there for a minute before they start, aggressively cutting the rates. But we'll see, man. We got a meeting this week. I think the FOMC meeting is this week. So we'll see, man. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have much more than that. On the lower time frames, let me switch it. On the lower time frames. So we were talking about this last week. Even though I didn't take it, I don't ever take my own trades. I don't know why. I always tend to want to go long and not short. But if you were watching last week, man, like we did come up. We didn't retest the top of this, but we fell back down. And then if you zoom in, you can see that we hit it again. We fell through that zone I was talking about, and then we hit it, got rejected. And if you took that, man, you would have had a nice short there. Of course, I didn't take it. And then both of our targets got hit, which was just these swing low periods. So, but as of right now, man, we're in a double bottom.
I like your double bottom there. This is the first time I've actually seen it. And I like your double bottom with the potential reversal short term back up to 82. I just don't think we see 89. I don't know if we run way up to 89 and hit, but man, would that be a hell of a long if we do bounce here. I'll say this, Wes. If you are right that your call that we do get the bounce first before we see that 77, or hell, what if there's so much buying pressure right now? Like, the flip side of this coin is if Wes is making this call after making a couple of weeks of not so great calls and he makes this call makes up for all the other bad calls he's had over the last 2 weeks.
We'll get the reversal.
If we
will
bounce,
get the reversal,
dude, if we bounce right here like Wes is rooting for, actually, I take it back. I think you could run all the way up to 89 on a run. Could you imagine longing from here to 89? Holy shit.
This is the 1 hour. So these levels, you might have some stops here, but I think the ultimate level is going to be back up at 88,000. Just something to keep an eye on. I mean, we could get a nice bounce, and then we still have this downtrending level of resistance. It was support. Now it's looking like it's trying to act as resistance. That's up there around 88. And then we'll just want to look up and to the left, man. We got this level here. I don't think this is really
perfect bounce,
but
dude.
Here,
Wes, you may be onto something with this, man. You may be onto something with that now. Now that I'm seeing this time zone, you guys, and I'm not flip flopping. Okay, I'm just you're allowed to change your opinion when you get more information. Okay, that bullish pin bar that hit on that last time we were in the blue box, there's a huge bullish pin. Look at that shit. We came back up and pumped. Now we're hitting the bottom of that blue zone perfectly. So, dude, I see what you're looking at now, Wes. I didn't see this.
Yeah,
before.
This is the daily chart. So
I know, but what I'm saying is things could change very quickly. Like, you know, between now and tomorrow, what if we do change and the bitch runs back up to 86, 87 and hits some confluence in that range between, say, 86 and 92? You're almost making me want to throw a long.
I put a long in at
just
78.
looking at this chart.
I had an entry that I set for 78. So we'll see, man. I got stopped out earlier. We were around like 82, 81. And I got faked out, stopped out.
Let's see, dude. You know what? You got to stop this shit because you're flipping me bullish with this chart right now.
Look, so
you're trying to flip me bullish, and I'm trying to stay.
When you look at this,
I want to get the pain over.
When you look at this on the weekly, man, there's all reason to say, "Damn, dude! Like we are definitely coming back to retest this, right? On a higher time frame." And then you look at the daily.
Yeah.
You know, we're just going through the time frames, and the daily is a double bottom.
Yeah.
But I mean, sentiment is shit. There's a lot of things, man, that are in play right now. We need to turn this candle green, close below that. But as of right now, I mean, we're just making lower lows and lower highs. We haven't closed down here, right? This was the lowest close that we had. Now we're meeting this one. Let's see if it holds. If it doesn't hold, then, you know, that's when we'll see the $76,000 level that Sierra's talking about here. Matter of fact, I'm going to mark it. So I don't know, man. We'll see. But there are trades on the lower time frames, guys. If you drop down to the 15 or the 1 hour, there are some trades there. Don't follow my trades. I've been fucking up lately. But I finally got one in, man, at 78. Let's see if it does anything. I don't know.
Yeah, it's amazing how one little time frame can sort of trick you, you know, and I'm trying to not let it trick me on the quote unquote 3 to 5 day chart. Yeah. I noticed that when I used to swing trade between 3 and 5 days, be in a trade between 3 to 5 days, I would do much better than when I would try to do any kind of daily shit. And I just feel like I do better with those calls. And I think on the daily, looking at the daily chart, like you just had pull up, I'm like, oh yeah, we're going back up to 88. Like why would we not double bottom, triple bottom here and go right up to 88, hit our head and then come down? And that's what this chart looks like it's going to do. And that's the scary part, because I know within 3 to 5 days, if we keep falling and we have panic, that within 3 to 5 days, we could just as easily go to 76,000, 75, 74, and, you know, wick down to that 72. And just for a very brief moment in history, see 72 again. But either way, dude, does it really matter if we go to 89 first, get rejected and come down, or if we go down and then come up? The bottom line is, I think Wes and I both are giving the fair range.
Yeah, I agree.
Of what you need to be looking at. And the fair ranges you have two ranges. You have 80 to 100K, and then you have 70 to 80K. Those are the two major ranges that we're in. We're either going to be trading between 80 and 100 or between 70 and 80. It's just keep things simple, right? Keep it simple. Now, the longer you're in the 70 to 80K range and the more shit you buy in that range, the lower your dollar cost average is and the better entries you're going to get. I think Trump knows this. I think Elon knows this. I think all the people that are trying to be pro crypto for the United States know that that is the ultimate golden buying opportunity. And I think that Larry Fink too is going to be scooping as much Bitcoin. I think Fidelity. I think what's the other big one? Vanguard. All these guys. I think they're all buying right now, but I think they're also going to buy a little harder if we break below 78K. And so I would be full on prepared to watch those levels in the short term. And I don't think either one of us are shouting for $120,000 Bitcoin right at the moment.
No, not at the moment.
Like I don't think it's out of the cards, but I just think temporarily and look, dude, I think it's a good thing. I think what the United States is doing, I think what Doge is doing, I think what everything we're doing, change hurts. When you go to the gym and you lift weights, change hurts. When you lift weights, it hurts. You rip muscles, but that's what builds your strength. And I think right now, Trump is breaking the market. I think Jerome Powell's breaking the market. I think we're tearing the market up. But I think that the pain we're going through right now is needed. I think we need it to get the muscles that we want. And I think the pain and suffering has to happen short term for the euphoria stage. And I think it's healthy. And I'm glad we're down here right now is what I'm saying. I think we needed this. We need
it's definitely scary, guys, but just, keep an eye out on these levels, man. The only one that we're really concerned about the most, I would say, is the $60,000 level, because that would technically cancel out this uptrend and move into something else. But yeah, I mean, as long as we're staying above that, I think we're good. A nice retest of the previous swing high back here, the major swing high, is a good thing.
Briefly.
And then even testing the 50 here would be a healthy reason. Right now, we're having that, this wick right here that's holding up, but we could go through it. And if we do, one level at a time, man, 78, 76, 76 to 73, 74. And then I think I'm with you, Sierra. I think 70 to 72 is our, that's where we're going to reverse that, if anything.
Don't get greedy, dude.
We are.
This is what I'm warning. If you guys are watching this and you're like, oh, I'm going to sell and then buy back, please don't fucking do that. Like, if you held this low, just buy more right now. Don't sell and try to get greedy. That's
another thing. We're starting to lose volume on our sells down here too, on the weekly. So let's see where this one ends. If this is another red candle, a lower red candle, that's always a good sign too, man, that we're close to a reversal. But yeah, I think that even if we do go down a little bit, we're still good and we're still close. Like, we're so close, dude. Don't let this last wick down scare you out of the markets.
Yeah, and likewise, if you're a fellow Remora and you watch us every week, also to you guys that are experienced OGs, I'm looking at you, GMB. Like GMB said, GMB's almost on autopilot. He said, wake me up when we hit 102. He's like, fuck, I ain't dealing with this shit till we get above 102. And GMB's simplicity in calling that is probably the most nail on the fucking head that we could have summarized the last 3 weeks up in wake me up when we get above 102. But here's the thing. Man, look at this $78,000 Bitcoin, dude. Look at that shit, dude. It's a good thing, man. I'm excited, bro. I think if you're new into crypto and this is your entry, congratulations, man, because you're catching a good timing, bro. Like, if you're new and you're watching, if you're tuning in later, even if you're not watching live, congratulations if you have the balls to get in right now, because most people won't. Most people will look at this and go, I'm not buying that shit. Look at it. It was at 109. Now it's at 78,000. I would have lost $30,000. Even though they only put $20 in, they would say, well, I would have lost $8,000. They don't understand how it works. But congratulations to yourself if you do have the gonads to buy from now and any lower. Congratulations to yourself, because you've learned how to actually be an investor. This is what separates the men from the boys. If you can buy on these red days, if you can buy when it looks scary like this, especially during a bull run, because you never know when the bull run's over with. If you can buy this kind of moments in the market, congratulations. You're going to make it. The money's going to catch up, because you've already taught yourself what it is to be an investor. And I think that's more important than being rich overnight. Build wealth slowly. Don't build wealth overnight, because if you build it overnight, you're going to lose it overnight. Build wealth slowly.
Yes. Yep. All right, man. I'm about to have to run here in a second and go pick him up.
Good show, even though we were not on Twitter for the whole. I hope we're on Twitter. I hope Twitter comes back, dude. I mean, crypto Twitter. I know sentiment's bad on crypto Twitter, but god damn, like, did we have to shut the whole thing down? Shit. Man,
all right, man. Yeah, that's gonna do it. We'll see you guys. We're keeping an eye on it for you, and we'll post on X if it comes back.
Please watch for our updates, because if X does come back, how are we going to get up with our fans, Wes? If X doesn't, how are we going to fucking communicate with our people?
It'll be back. It'll come back. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
We see what happens, GMB. We turn the keys over to you.
He broke X, man.
GMB broke X.
GMB broke X, man. He's been doing a killer job on that too, man. That's awesome.
No, we love our GMB. He's going to be helping us tremendously with the channel. Shout out, give him a follow over there on X if you can get on it, and if not, just be watching. We'll be making posts, guys.
At Toshiba Hero, I believe that, isn't it? Just Toshiba Hero.
I always do the at Ulysses. Isn't that at ULY?
Yeah, that's his name. But his ad is at Toshiba Hero. So make sure you give him a follow. Make sure you're following us on all socials at the Crypto Remora. Make sure you're following Sierra at Sierra Crypto, and myself at Crypto MacGyver. Much love, and until next time, guys. Peace out.
Peace out, fam.